Okay, so I finally cracked out these two cards from their BVG slabs, and it was all right. I basically just took a screwdriver and a hammer, and I sort of, tapped around the edges until I created a seam. I can get a screwdriver underneath the slab and sort of pry things apart. Fortunately, these are smaller cards, and they were also both encased inside of a very thick sleeve. So it sort of mitigated somewhat of my concerns. Could I damage the cards further? I think things seem to work out okay. I don't want to make a habit of doing that, but I'm glad it's over. So this Gehrig was a BVG 1, and I'm fine with a PSA 1. In fact, I'll probably put that as a minimum grade. Here's the primary reason. Cautiously optimistic that maybe I can get a 1.5, because I have other cards with similar paper loss that have graded out 1.5 and even 2. But my expectation is a 1, and be fine with that. It's a great looking card. Fantastic eye appeal for such a low grade. And that's right up my alley. So this one is going to go off to PSA. And then this is one that I picked up a long time ago. And I remember, looking at it in the BVG slab and the image on the auction listing. And one thing that concerned me even within the slab was that lower right corner here. It just, I thought, well, is that trimmed a little bit? I mean, the card itself has a bit of a tilt to it anyway. So there's, a little more border here than up here, and vice versa, like a little less border here and then a little less border over here, I guess, right? So this was a BVG 4. Now, I've heard stories of BVG vintage cards, being cracked out, submitted, and coming back altered or whatever. And so I'm hoping that is not the case with this card. I did consult with a vintage expert prior to purchase who thought the card looked good. I won't say who. But yeah, that's the only concern I have about Uncle Ted here. Take a look. What do you guys think? I mean, it does have a bit of a tilt, right? So maybe it's just the optical illusion. Now, I look at the sides, and there's no dissimilar discoloration with regard to the paper, right? I don't know if that means anything, but yeah. So I want to put a minimum grade on this of a PSA 2, because I guess traditionally BVG slab cards will come back, they say conservatively at least one grade lower. I mean, it may grade out, assuming it's not trimmed, it may grade out a 4 as well. But I'm going to put a minimum of a 2, and my expectation is, I'm predicting a 2.5, just because I'm going to go a little bit more conservative on the, 1 grade drop. I go 1.5 grades, I think, but still a sharp looking card. Let's take a look at that over here on this side. What do you guys think? Maybe it's hard to tell. That lower right corner. So, again, maybe the slight tilt, optical illusion. I don't want it to be, well, if I'm going to set a minimum grade of 2, then either it gets at least that or they're not going to slab it, right? So if it comes back as, I guess, authentic, altered, or whatever, or they just put that as like it didn't meet your minimum required grade, then maybe I would just send it off to SGC at some point and see what they say about it. But BVG graded it a 4. The Gehrig was a 1, and I don't mind keeping that a PSA 1. And we'll see. So I got to find time to get these in the mail, paperwork filled out, etc. It seems hard to find time to do stuff anymore. But coming up, I guess, Adam at Splendid Sports and I have been meaning to get together for a while now there's basically only one window of opportunity for us to do a live stream because we both have young kids. Plus, he's 3 hours behind me. So I think like a Sunday afternoon is what we decided. TBD as to which Sunday, but haven't forgotten about that. The 3 and 3 thing that he does, I'll participate in that. He asked me a while ago. And somebody else asked me to do a live stream. And man, it was via Instagram. And I saw the message and I said, okay, I'll get back to that later. And when I went back sometime later, this is months ago, the message was gone. So either it disappeared or he pulled it back. But if he's watching, it's somebody else on YouTube that does sort of, sports cards, and he does, collaboration interview type stuff. So whoever that is, and I forget, feel free to reach back out and I'll try to save that information for a later get together. And then fan favorite Silver Jackify and I are going to be getting together. We talked about doing something this Friday, but now he's wondering if we should wait a week because of the National. So I got to respond to that. I guess it doesn't really matter. Either way, I'm fine with it, but maybe we'll hold off a week on that one. So that's what's coming up, and fingers crossed on the grades here. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.